Got it. Did we rest? Stop interrupt. Hi everybody, welcome. It's a Friday evening, afternoon, Saturday morning for some of you. Thank you for tuning in. Today we'll be interviewing Aries, the original founder of the guild, one of the original guild masters, and chairman of blgaming.net. I'm sure you guys have lots of questions. He's got lots of answers. And let's get started and get a hold of him. So, introducing Aries. How you doing, my man? Hey, what's up?
How you doing? How's life
Doing
treating
all
you
right.
on this Friday?
Good. Busy. Just got off my day job and just really busy, but glad it's a Friday.
What do you do? What is your day job anyway?
I run a wholesale costume jewelry business. Oh, let me mute this. How am I hearing myself somehow?
Do you have the stream open?
Yeah, but I have it muted.
Unmute it, mute it again. Sometimes it bugs out like that.
I don't know, it's retarded. I'll just turn it off. Oh, I have it twice open. Okay, so
Well done, sir.
Yeah. So I run a costume jewelry wholesale. We import stuff from China and sell it to stores here in the United States.
Sounds good, man. So let's dive right in. So first things first, as I've told everybody, you are part of the reason why Blood Legion exists today. Tell us, pretty much in your words, how the guild came about and how you guys sort of wound up on Illidan.
Long story or the short story?
Your own words, man. However you want to do it.
Well, we, myself and John the Extreme, the other founder of Blood Legion, ended up on beta Tri-Horde push together. I believe we were both in Friends and Family. And we were just questing, started talking to him. We just started hanging out and decided to make a guild. And that's how it started, just two guys questing in the Barrens. So, what was the second part of the question?
So obviously you guys were part of the beta testing. I believe closed and open, or I don't even know if there was an open.
Right.
Either way, you guys got in there, and from what I understand, you guys played Alliance at the time.
Yes. Well, actually, when we first started, the betas were actually through they called them pushes. So you had a Tri-Horde push where you played all three races of the Horde. Then you had your I think it was Gnome push, and then after that, I mean, anyway, so we played Horde, we played Alliance. The last open beta, if that's what you call it, right before release, we were playing Alliance. That is correct. And
so tell us about sort of if you guys were predominantly playing Alliance, and you guys had this plan of building a guild, and you guys sort of decided to call it Blood Legion. How did you tell us about how you sort of wound up on not only the Illidan server and why you chose that, but what made you decide, hey, we're gonna go Horde instead?
Okay, so and I'm sure you're going to touch on this, but we used to have meetings weekly, and the meeting right before release, we were having a vote on what race or what side we were going to go on, Alliance or Horde. And myself and ZX, we led the guild at that time. And the original vote was for Alliance. But we knew of a guild that was called Die or Die's Imperial Entourage or something. It was, uh,
That's
and
Imperial
we knew,
Entourage, I think. Is that what
yeah,
it
we
was?
knew they were going Alliance, and we didn't really want to have like two pretty decent guilds going to the same. We just wanted to go against them, really, is what it came down to. So me and ZX pulled rank and changed our vote at the last minute, and we decided to go Horde. So that's how we became Horde. Illidan, the server is a lot easier. That was my favorite hero from Warcraft 3, so I just picked it.
Oh, you're responsible for Illidan being chosen. You're just like, oh, I like Illidan. Let's just go
Yeah,
there.
they wanted to go to Archmond, which was like where everybody was supposed to be going, but the lag that we were anticipating for that server, we just decided to go Illidan, and I think that was a really good decision.
Hmm. Uh, guys, if sorry to interrupt. If there's any issues with the stream, my sound, Aries' sound, picture, let me know. I'll try and take care of that. But yeah, so just heads up. Just let me know. So tell us about sort of early Blood Legion. Obviously, the beginning. What was sort of your goals and ambitions as a guild, and as obviously the original leaders? Where did you see Blood Legion going, and where did you want? What was some of your goals for the guild back then?
Well, believe it or not, we were a family guild. So, so we were, I mean, pretty much inviting. We had this crazy recruitment setup where you sponsored somebody and the they had to get two sponsors, some crap, and I mean it was good then. We were small and it worked out, and it made it a tight knit group. So and once we our goals going into release was to be one of the top guilds on the server. I mean, top three, top five. I mean, we never played MMOs. All these people are coming from like I know T Mice is coming from what was that game? I played it, EverQuest,
Hmm.
and I mean there's a lot of carryover. They had reputation, they had followers. I mean, literally, like I said, we made it was two of us in the Barons that formed this guild, and really didn't know what we were getting into. Didn't know what the game was going to really have for us, and didn't have, but the goal was to compete with these top guilds that were coming from EverQuest and such. So that was our guild, our goal starting, and I think we lived up to it.
Yeah, it was really cool. One thing that I had in my mind, my actual, I was playing back then. Obviously, I was in a different guild. But the first time I actually saw Blood Legion and discovered who they were was this picture here. This is actually me. I'm level 35. And I just saw this guild in Undercity having like a meeting or I don't know, like where you it was like a role playing thing. And if you look at this screenshot, I know the name is cut off, but that Torrent sitting up by the steps with the turquoise helm, that's actually Aries, my man right here. And you had everybody sort of kneeling to the leadership while they're on the throne. Tell us, do you remember this specific day? And maybe tell us what exactly was going on. Tell us what's going
um,
on.
I don't. You sure that's us?
Yeah, that's you guys. It says Blood Legion
Okay,
all over the
so
place.
I was in the Marine Corps at the time, so that where my foundation, my leadership, my principles came from. And it's funny because Rig, who is the current raider leader, is also has background in the Marine Corps. But anyways, so it was all about discipline, about formation, about doing everything by the book as I knew, which was again the Marine Corps.
Right.
So I would have everybody line up in formation at different various spots of the world. Sometimes in the hidden caves of Iron Forge when we were Alliance, Undercity, just a bunch of stuff. But so we'd have our meetings where we discuss everything, what's coming up, very military-like, and then we would have the recruits who became members walk up to the front, kneel, and they would pretty much be anointed. Oh, my sound is choppy. Let me see.
Here, let me see if I can. I think if I mute and unmute this shit.
Okay, let me close this.
Let's see if it sorts out.
All right. Check now, because I turned off the stream. My download, upload is so crappy. It's just...
Let's see.
Does it sound better? I'm not...
They'll let us know once it catches up with them.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. You sound fine on Skype to me.
Yeah.
Then again, I don't know if chat's working, because this is amazing.
Oh, my neck.
I don't know if chat's working. They should have found out by now.
Okay. Well, maybe I haven't been talking enough. Well, so like I was saying,
Oh my
we would
gosh.
have... What,
Okay.
what?
Nothing. Now my stream has started to go off.
I can't
Hey,
work
we're good. We're
these
doing great
conditions.
here. Wow.
You already jacked up my request that only green M&Ms be here, and I have a mixed bag of M&Ms. I
Wow.
don't have red Gatorade, and now you're doing this to me. I mean,
Hold on. Let me see. Let me just ask somebody who's watching, not through the chat program. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. So yeah, Friday's going well, guys. Obviously. So yeah, so
well,
for me, I thought this was yeah. Apparently we're fine. So we've just been sort of sitting around, farting around for no reason.
okay.
So
Well, you do know that the media of esports is technology, and sometimes technology. StarCraft 2 fans all know what that is about. But anyways, um, so I was saying, yeah, so I would all the recruits we'd bring up to the front, they'd kneel, and we would dub the freaking BL or something. And yeah, really RP, really military type. And it was fun. I mean, people still talk about those formations as, back in the back in the day, this is what we used to do. So,
right. Well, cool. Yeah, I mean, I just remember that was literally the first time I saw Be a Blood Legion, and they're all doing this, and I personally thought it was really cool. I mean, what was it, 7.5 years ago? Yeah, I was about 21, I guess. So, um, yeah, it was good times, and I remember after I joined the guild, I was rummaging through my screenshots, and I found that.
yeah,
Um,
good times, good times.
but yeah, so obviously you were originally a friends and family guild. You would have people vouch for you, get you in, and
Right.
similar
Yes.
to
Well,
sort of other guilds, you're basically like, hey, you want like friends and family, you just want to play the game, see where it goes. There wasn't really set markers of like who the best is or who's not. So basically, coming from old MMOs, or especially I believe some of the roots of Blood Legion was in Diablo 2, where there's a lot of basically player versus player action. So the fact
correct.
that you guys chose to go against Die, I'm guessing that was sort of one of the initial sort of goals and things on the chart for you, basically to dominate them in any aspect when it came to direct competition. What was that like? Tell us about sort of the times you and Dai sort of went at it.
Well, just to give a recap, a little bit of history on Dai, Grey Rage, was their leader, and Lisa, his wife, were always friends of mine. Since Alpha, when we met, we were always friends. We'd always talk, and even though we competed against each other, I'm sure once or twice we got under each other's skin. But for the most part, even to this date, we still talk. But We uh we raided with them in beta and raided cities and killed we killed the horde bosses. Who's that, like Thrall, and who's the guy that was on
Karen.
yeah, we
Yeah.
killed Karen by mind controlling him and throwing him off the cliff. So we did we did all those kind of things. And when it came to live, it was just intense. It was where if one side wiped, the other side was bitter and angry until they wiped the other side. So if Die got us one day, we're not stopping until we can somehow find a way to get them. And it went back and forth nonstop, like the entire time that we were going into the Molten Core and Blackwing layer. It was intense. It was one of the best times in the game for me. And just a chess game, because I mean, it's not 5 on 5 or what we do now, where if you go out, there's like one or two people. I mean, there's literally 80 to 100 people PvPing out on Searing Gorge or inside Black Rock Mountain. So I
Right.
mean, it was intense. And if you were raiding, which is what we were doing, we were headed to raid, and you got wiped by one of the guilds, die wiping BL or the other way around, the night was over for the other guild. They would be so demoralized that they would it. I mean, the raid leaders knew they have to do something to get the raid back on track. That's how intense it was, how intense our rivalry was.
Right. Yeah, I remember some stories of how you guys were sort of waiting inside Blackrock Mountain, and then you guys would start you would find out when they're gonna roll into the mountain, and you guys would just start AOEing, and because there was, like you said, so many people, and obviously, uh, wow, was I mean, the people would just lag all the time, so their screens were, as they were trying to load the graphics, you would see them walking off the cliff into the lava.
Yeah,
I thought that was hilarious.
yeah, that was everyday thing. When we PvP'd, it was like, is the server gonna break? Are we gonna break the server today? That was, I don't know if that was our goal, but that's what we kept doing. I mean, every day we fought like that, whereas 40 on 40, literally the server would go down and have to be rebooted. But yeah, we'd do tricks like that. We'd hide all against the walls, start AoEing them. They didn't know it was coming. Uh, at Thunder Bluff one time, they came down and we literally did like a guild versus guild PvP. No outsiders. Kind of did away somewhere and just went at it. I mean, unless you were part of it, you probably really don't understand the magnitude of what that was and how that affected morale in a guild. I mean, literally, if we wiped die twice on the way to Molten Core, we were probably getting a boss kill that night that we hadn't before. I mean, it was that intense.
hmm uh, you bring up a very good topic, actually. Illidan server lag. What? How did you guys deal with it early on? And was there ever discussions to leave the server because of those reasons?
Um, you really couldn't deal with it. I mean, that was daily. I mean, in your raids, that was you were dealing with that daily, and I mean, you'd have to call raids out, call raids off completely because of lag some nights, and
Right.
I mean, it could be 3 days in a row when now people are like, this is what they do for fun in the game, and now they're not able to do it. So, I mean, they're getting discouraged. They don't want to log in. I mean, it was just grabbing a straw and sucking it up and just keep going forward. And whoever wanted to leave, leave and find somebody else to replace them and just keep going forward. There was no, I mean, literally there was no way to deal with lag. I remember Blackwing Lair when it first came out. That first Razor Gore room was ridiculous. I mean, literally some guild that nobody even knew. And watch, one of those guys are in here listening, that nobody even knew, killed him, didn't know how they did it, and they went on to the next thing or Veil, I think it was, because of lag. They have no clue how they did it. Um,
I actually think my
and
my guild was one of those guilds.
And the second question was if we ever just thought about. No, we never did. I mean, maybe there was a, what do you think? And then it was like, nah, never mind. Literally, there was no serious talk ever about leaving Illidan. Like I said, it's my favorite Warcraft 3 hero. I can't leave Illidan. I'm
Very
serious.
nice. So obviously, a big aspect of early WoW was um, the PvP you had with Die, and then obviously you guys did. You guys ventured into endgame raiding with Molten Core. Tell us about Molten Core, and specifically, if you could tell us about Ragnaros. What was that like for you guys and that whole experience?
Frustrating to say it in one word. Um, for a lot of people who started who didn't start in vanilla, I mean, I'm gonna sound like an old guy here and say I walked up to hill to school in the snow both ways barefoot or something like that. But I mean, picture this. You don't have any add-ons, any at all. You don't have anything helping you I mean, you could do macros, but a lot of us really weren't sure of how to do them or what would actually help. So, not to mention the lag, the recruitment issues. I mean, we weren't the top guild at the time. Team Ice was. And maybe I think we were right behind them. But I mean, Alliance, you had probably three guilds that were above us also. So recruitment was an issue, and I mean, just all this stuff that guilds deal with on a daily basis. But finally getting to this guy and uh, being behind and just trying to get him down, and it was incredibly difficult for us, and having to figure out mechanics of a fight other than, heal the tank and DPS, go DPS, was something that we weren't used to. I mean, again, Diablo 2, and I came from older Warcraft or Warcraft 3, which is RTS. So this was tough. We actually fell a little bit behind on this, but when we killed it, it was amazing. I mean, you put that much hard work into something, even if you're last, and you're gonna feel good about it. We literally had where we would set everybody up sitting in their position. We'd have a melee on the back where you see them right there, and we would literally say, "Okay, uh, whatever sulfurous hammer or whatever the spell was that was a knockback," and I would literally say it in vent, "Okay, everybody back up," and I'd watch how fast they backed up, and if somebody wasn't backing up fast enough, they'd get it, then we'd do the whole, "Okay, 75%, everybody group in." We're like, we did the whole fight, rehearsed it probably 20 times before. I mean, before one pull, we probably did at least 5 times, and that's actually how we finally got them down, by just rehearsing, getting them down, and just fine tuning how we played our characters.
Nice. So would you say what would you so what were some of the people you remember from back then?
Now you're gonna put me on the spot, so if I don't remember somebody, I'm gonna be
Well,
in
why don't you
trouble.
start with telling us about Z Extreme? Obviously, he was uh, you had joined up with him in beta, and you guys both sort of
Right.
decided to start the guild. What? How did you guys? How did your relationship sort of start and grow, and sort of how did you both? How both of you guys work as leaders together?
Well, ZX was, I want to say stubborn, which is a good thing in this case, because he was really smart. I mean, he would figure out this boss
Right.
fights um, pretty a lot easier than I could. I mean, I was good at um, getting people to do what we needed them to do, and he was good at figuring stuff out. And eventually, I mean, every once in a while, he'd have to do his ZX rage, I guess is what we'll call it. And I mean, that motivated people, but we just had a really yin and yang kind of relationship, and I mean, it worked out. Sometimes he had to step up because I was gone, sometimes or away. Again, I was in the Marine Corps, so I couldn't play all the time. Sometimes I had to step up when he was going to school and doing other things. So, I mean, I think without one of the two, we probably. I don't know if BL gets as far as it did. Without him, without the team, I don't know how far BL gets. I don't know if they get the opportunity to to get to the stage where we get Eric, and because he might have been too harsh and I might have been too soft. So I mean, literally, it was a good team.
I see. So you essentially, I mean, there was a lot of good things that happened with you, and tell me about sort of as the years progressed, how sort of that changed, or if it changed back then from friends and family to when you guys actually maybe started installing the recruitment process you have, similar to today, where you would have the application thread and people would sort of discuss about that. Tell us about that, how that sort of emerged?
Okay, if I'm gonna be honest, I was in a guild called Reviction on Moral, Morelleethule on in EverQuest,
Okay.
and they were a really solid guild with good leadership, good policies. So what I did was I looked over their stuff and I was like, you know what, this is some pretty good stuff. So I kind of incorporated that into the changing of the recruitment. That's actually how I got my idea for the recruitment when I implemented it. Um, the policies, a lot of things were based off of similar things that they had because I mean that's all I knew.
Mm-hmm.
And well, we started from a timeline. I mean, we started the whole friends and family thing, and we knew we wanted to be competitive. We knew we didn't want to be just like I mean, RPing in the tram at Iron Forge, and just that's what we want to do. We knew we wanted to be, like I said, one of the top guilds on the server, and we started recruiting and we started thinking like we were a top guild on the server. So when Molten Core came, we probably were fifth. I don't know, fifth on the server to do so. Blackwing Lair came, we were a little bit closer. Um, Anchorage, we were a leading factor in the on the server.
Mm-hmm.
We did get Z Extreme was the one that got the gong, which we'll leave the gong incident alone. But he
Do you want to leave it alone?
no, we can talk about it. I
Why
mean,
don't we sort of tangent off that and talk about that? I know that's something a lot of people bring up. They want to talk about. Tell us about.
okay,
So the AQ event is something a lot of people haven't had a chance to experience, or uh, they may not
they're lucky.
remember.
They're
Uh,
lucky. They don't need to experience it. Anchorage was was terrible. It was the longest instance with the most trash mobs with oh my God. And not only that, but you got to remember I'm thinking of Anchorage as not just the instance, but what it took to get there.
right.
So, um, so what happened is there was a long process to open Anchorage, and BL was we wanted to be the ones to get it. We were trying to push again to be the server top up there. Top. I mean, we want to be the best on the server. So we're trying to gather allies and in the on the horde, and even we made a big tournament where they get to raid and they get free gear. I mean, depending on how much they contribute, it was complex. It was really complex, and it was fun and it was rewarding for those who participated. Well, Team Ice, who was the top guild on the server, and we were switching back and forth on some kills um, didn't want any of that. So keeping that story short, they and I have since verified at BlizzCon that this is a true story. So they kind of manipulated their way into getting a key also, or whatever it was, a gong or
The
something. What
scepter.
was it? Yeah, the
Yeah,
scepter.
the
There you go.
scepter.
So Piccolo was the other guy who's a Team Ice warrior, their main warrior. Um, that had the other scepter. We BL got it first with help of people on the server, and then they got it second. So we agreed that ZX was going to ring the gong, but we were going to do it at the same time, so whoever wanted to be there could be there, and if the server blew up, it blew up, whatever.
Right.
So we're supposed to do it at like 7 at night, Tuesday or something like that. and I'm at work, and I'm being a diligent worker, so I have IRC up, and I have the sim and all that good stuff. And I find out everybody's like, "Oh my God, Piccolo hit the gong!" And it's just now when you think about it, it's like, yeah, it's a video game scepter. But I mean, it was hours and weeks of work, hard work to get this. And I mean, even to this day, you can tell it bothers me a little bit.
Nice.
But no, it was, I mean, we talked to them after the fact, and it was cool. I mean, it was part of the history of Illidan, and it was fun. And like I said, we talked, and we actually had a couple beers. So we're good. If I see him on the streets, he's safe.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun meeting those guys that year at BlizzCon. I remember initially speaking with Piccolo. He was well, actually after the fact, he was a little reserved meeting us. Like it was like him and Rhombus and a couple of the guys. And then they just see like this mob of BL and BL shirts, and then I think I brought up the gong, and then he just sort of like he's like like how are they gonna
Yeah,
react to this, but it was
yeah.
cool. It was good times. It was a lot of fun meeting those guys. It was nice to have Aries and Rhombus like Piccolo, all those guys together. All that was missing from the pie was really John. Um, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. And
Wow, just noticed Fury's in the channel.
yeah,
Yeah,
Fury.
Fury,
Yeah,
that
Fury's
guy.
been Fury started stalking the stream
Oh,
after
oh,
my interview with Rig, or during my interview with
man.
Rig. So he's
That
been.
guy. Let me tell you about that
Tell us
guy.
about that
Oh my
guy.
God. Look, nah, that he's a pretty cool dude. I always got along with him, but I guess he annoyed other people. I don't know. Like I said, he was pretty cool, and I mean, he was one of the originals back in the day. I guess when I left, he turned into a prick or something. I don't know, but yeah, Fury, freaking, what was the playlist? Uh, the whole Nader crew, Latif Nader, and I think it was like Shaman or
That's
something like that.
Supernator.
Yeah, Super Nader now. Uh, yeah, just bring back memories. I'm sorry. So we were talking about Ankraj and what else?
Yeah, just sort of. What did you think of that experience? Like basically, there really hasn't been anything that extravagant in the game where it takes so much effort by so many people to essentially release content, and it's like a timer to release content. Everything had to be funneled into one person, and one
Hmm.
person went on this epic quest line to, open these gates. What did you think of that? Do you wish they did more of that? Do you not like the fact that they did that?
That
Um,
was the dumbest thing they could have ever done in the
really?
history of WoW. I mean, literally, that was okay. Let's think about it on a couple of ways. First of all,
Right.
um, when in regards to a race, right? I mean, how are you really going to do a PvE race when you're starting when it's like whoever has the most on the server is pretty much or organized on the server is going to be the server that gets there first. It's kind of like an exaggerated um an exaggerated version of Europeans versus US. I guess we get it a day early or something like that. Imagine if we got content 2 weeks early. I mean, it's silly.
Right.
And just the whole grind. I mean, people were burnt out. I mean, I think the grind was not a good idea. I think maybe if they would have incorporated something like that, like maybe a quest, like the questing was kind of cool, but maybe they couldn't turn it in till this day. I don't know. I just thought the whole server grind. So think about it like this. If the server didn't get together, there were some servers that I think was 2 months or something. It took them 2 months to open it up. I mean,
Yeah.
after everybody had it, I don't know. As you can tell, I was not a fan. I did not like it, and I think it could have possibly had a good amount of people quit because of that grind.
Mm.
That was probably the worst grind I've ever had. I mean, I've ever experienced in WoW. I don't know what you guys think, but that was a pretty bad grind.
I think the only thing that I remember being similar to that was during the Sunwell, where there you had to like do all these dailies. X amount of dailies on the server would unlock the next set of dailies, and it would ultimately lead you to getting epic gems with badges or something like that. And Illidan was one of the top servers to unlock it, but then the last quest, the last daily quest you had to do to unlock, wasn't actually one that you do on the island. You had to go somewhere else, and nobody on the server did it. We're like one of the highest population servers, and we were like second to last to finish. Uh, yeah, I mean they've experimented with that thing. I think nothing has really lived up to the epicness of AQ, and especially me, while being my first MMO, well, real MMO, I'd say lineage 2 doesn't count. Um, Seeing that
I,
type of stuff where you're sort of so many people are supporting one guy to sort of get through. Like the only thing I can think of is like EQ when they had to unlock the dragons or something. Again, I
right.
didn't
Well,
play.
see, I'm a fan of that. I'm a
Right.
fan of individual guilds unlocking their ability to do things. For example, if any, I believe all these people in here are like young bucks and don't know what EQ is, but for those for those who do, Plane of Power, I mean, you had to unlock like the first tier, then you'd unlock the second tier, and it wasn't server, it was your guild. If you killed X boss, then you could go to Y, Z, and A or whatever other letters you want to put in there, and then it opens up different tier. I mean, I'm a big fan of that because that means that, for example, right now you have Dragon Soul. Everybody has Dragon Soul. They nerfed it, blah blah blah. I mean, everybody does Dragon Soul, and it's just 8 bosses. You get it out of the way in a day, and you're done. But in the system that I would be a fan of, I mean, there's some guilds that are on the first tier that there's maybe 4 or 5 bosses there. Then there's some guilds that are gearing themselves in the second tier, and then you got uh, your your extreme guilds, BLs of the world, that are up competing against in the top tier. Which, I mean, eventually everybody will get there, but it's just a gear slash skill. Um, I don't know that I'm a fan of that. What EQ did with that more than just opening everything up. Because in the race isn't just who can get to the last boss. It's more like who can be efficient with their time and map the bosses out so that I don't know. I haven't thought it out. I just thought about it right now, and I'm just talking and going on and on about it.
No, it's good. It's good to get your take on all that. So obviously you were there from the beginning, year one of WoW. Really, when it was sort of almost like the frontier of the game, almost like the Wild West of WoW, because now it's so things are much more organized with how the game is structured. Things are sort of there's like, oh, are you hardcore? Are you just casual? Are you just playing for fun? Whatever. Like they've really sort of created cabinets to the closet, um, and so you pretty much just you played all of vanilla, and then you sort of had to sort of take. You weren't able to put as much time into the game as you
Right.
wanted. Tell us about sort of what was happening in your life at that time, and
Can we talk about Nax first?
oh, sure, tell us about next.
Dude, Nax was Nax, and I've said it before in the guild forums. Nax is the most important instance for Blood Legion. It was where we figured out we could not only be a top guild in the server, but a top guild in the world. Um, we got, I think it was, oh man, I don't even remember, but it was like Saffron. There was another guild that got Saffron before us, but then they were banned for exploiting or something like that. I looked
Overrated.
up, yeah, but I looked up, what is that website now that tracks everything? MMO something online, and it didn't reflect what I was saying. So I don't know if it was just their information back then was wrong. But
I think what
anyways,
happened was, well, well, it was basically um, with the whole overrated thing. We got Kel'Thuzad second in the U.S.
that's
for
what it is.
Horde, behind
Right,
Overrated, and then
right.
Overrated got banned for essentially hacking the game to skip content in AQ. But that's like a different thing altogether. But yeah,
You sure? Because it was at the same time.
what do you mean?
Anyways,
Yeah.
anyways,
Anyway, go on.
but that was the point where we were competing against, guys who were horde first or firsts in the US, and that's where we kind of said, you know what, I think we got this, and that was the most, other than Molten Core, because of course that was the first one. That was the most the BL got out of an instance for themselves, and where it would show where they were going, because in the next expansion, I mean, they did extremely well and they kept going from there. But um, to answer the question, I think at that time I was getting out of the Marine Corps. I was having my baby girl. I was having my first child, and I had to pretty much get a job. The Marine Corps was fun, but I mean, it was like, I mean, it's more of, I mean, you have a lot of time to do what you need to do in the Marine Corps. So, um, yeah, I got out. I had to start working, and I just didn't have the time. I did have time, I just didn't have the time I needed to. So, even though I was on, I would have to sit because I'm about leading by example, and I don't see how fair it would be for me to kick somebody from a raid when I'm showing up 2, 3 times a week, and this guy is coming 6 times a week. So because I wouldn't do something like that, I decided it was time to get going, and I did. I came back a little bit for BC, did some raiding with you guys when things were already dead. Lich King, I missed the entire expansion, even though uh, I missed Illidan, even though that's my favorite guy. That's all I
Yeah, you
wanted to
did.
say. But missed him, missed all of Lich King, or all of yeah, that expansion, and then came back for Dragon Soul. Um, I went to my first BlizzCon, 2009, 10, 2010.
2010. Yeah.
Went to my first BlizzCon 2010, met all these guys, and got the fever and
Got the
got back
fever.
on. That's what
Yeah.
happened.
BlizzCon
And
does that too.
literally leveled. Now I have like 485s with the item level of like anywhere from 85 to 99. So I mean, I'm still retired, but I mean, I get my gaming on.
Yeah, you're definitely you still have a presence in alt raids and things like that. That's for sure. Did you ever get to kill Illidan? Either did you ever? Did anyone ever take you to Black Temple?
Nope, never.
We're gonna have to do that, buddy. We're gonna have to take you to Black Temple and show you
We'll
what kill
we'll
Illidan for you.
we'll cap some. What was it? 70s?
You want to
Fif-
level a 70 then go make a fresh raid of 70s?
That's work.
It can be too much work, yeah. But yeah, so playing from back then to now, um, how do you, what's your take on all the changes? Obviously, you weren't like neck deep in all the stuff. You weren't neck deep in all the stuff all this whole time, but sort of obviously playing so much in vanilla, and you've been playing a lot more now, especially. What's your take on sort of how much things have changed?
Um, I think they changed for the better. I mean, Encourage's fail, in my opinion. Some might have liked it. Um, you'll see. There's Lola just coming in. Anyways, uh, but I think, I mean, I like, again, I skipped um BC for the most part, and the Lich King expansion. And when I came back for Dragon Soul, man, I mean, I didn't know what the heck I was doing because the game was so different, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So I think that, other than my idea with the multi-tiered, accomplish.
He just saw it. That's great.
I just saw she did that in your
Yeah,
stream.
I was like, this is gonna be hilarious. She's gonna all of a sudden appear as you're talking.
Okay, so I forgot what I was saying. Good job. But Man, what was I saying?
You're talking about how things are better now, multi-tiered.
Oh yeah, yeah. Other than the guild type getting keys to different expands or different instances, I think they did an awesome job. I mean, I enjoy it. I still play it right now. I mean, I'm 18 gems away from getting my legendary on my rogue and was hoping, I mean, somebody could take me in there, finish it off. I mean,
Yeah,
but
we need to get you going,
no peer
man.
pressure.
We need to finish your stuff. Yeah, if you're gonna let's talk about that real quick. Then we'll go on something else. Yeah, obviously, before I started playing again and sort of committed to playing again and whatnot, uh, we started up a BL Legends run where it was all the retired raiders of
Yes.
back then. What was that like for you? Sort of obviously in Kata you sort of found yourself able to sort of be on more often, and we sort of arranged that group just to play with some of the old players like Carmelo and Animite. Um, what was that? Did you enjoy that? I mean, obviously, sort of things eventually fizzled out.
Eric didn't show up anymore. Yeah, it's funny I said dragon, so I meant Kata. Sorry, correction there. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we got to raid. I would have preferred doing like heroics because it kind of gets you the learning. I like the whole learning the fight. I like the learning. I like the finally killing it feeling that I used to get, just like everybody in BL and everybody who raids current content gets that, the nerd screams. So I mean, I think it was a lot of fun hanging out with the people and joking around and talking about the movies that we've seen. Um, uh, and doing that kind of stuff, the old, those stories that we were telling. I mean, that was a lot of fun, and yeah, it was cool. Like I said, it would have been cool to have a nerd scream here or there doing an heroic, but I mean, I'll take what I can get. It was fun.
Nice. So what? So tell us about sort of what you're up to nowadays. Obviously, you're still present in the guild community and whatnot. Tell us about sort of what's going on with you now.
Well, like I said at the beginning, my day job. I mean, I run that store and a website for girls. So all you guys want to get your girls nice shiny things for whatever, check it out. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I do that, and then in the esports world, I am developing a new website for Blood Legion. I know some of you guys have heard that it's going to be out next week, and then it's not out for like 3 weeks, and you're like wondering. Then you get it's going to be out next week again. We've just there's it, the website, the project is just it's we want to put so much into it that we really underestimate the amount of work that we have to put in, and that's what's happening. We got a lot of ideas, a lot of things going into it, and actually, I wanted to share with you guys a preview of our website. What I'm going to show you here is the Raider pages, and what that is the uh, it's like a Facebook, if you will, for your favorite gamer in BL. So you're gonna have uh, there's the page. I know I'm gonna be delayed a little bit, but that's when I'm seeing it right now. But there's the page, and um, you're going to have the Raider page and you're going to have different tabs up top. The first one is tabs, and you'll get the regular general stuff. You'll see the reforging. You'll see how he's doing everything. And you say, well, I can just go to worldofwarcraft.com and check this out. Yeah, but you're also going to get things like his bio. The next tab is his bio. You're going to see that. He's going to talk about, where he's from, what he's doing. Then you're going to get to see his computer specs, things like that, the standard stuff. But then you're going to get into his guides and his media. And that's where you're going to see um, if you have a question, hey, Rig, on tanking madness, what kind of um, rotations to use for damage mitigating anything, right? So he's going to have his articles there. He's going to have all of his work right there. I know he did a guide to madness. He's going to do, I mean, he's going to be so packed with knowledge that you're essentially not going to need to go anywhere else. You're going to have his best in slot, his I mean, anything you think of. You're going to also have a blog where you can just shoot the crap, shoot the shit with them, and just say, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" I mean, they're literally gonna be checking it every day and hanging out and saying, "Hey, what's up, guys? Tonight we're doing um, a giveaway on the stream or whatnot." So it's my what I want to do is I want to make the members of BL a lot more accessible to the community, and to do that, I think what we did with this website is gonna accomplish that. And not only for BL, but esports as a whole. The next, the next, I mean, blgaming.net, as you can tell, it's not bloodlegion.com. It's BL is going to expand into the long-term goal is doing other things. So we're going to have a lot of information, a lot of topics, a lot of pro players, a lot of things going on. And we're doing this for you guys so that you guys can be a part of it. You're not fans, you guys are literally a part of what's going on. So, um, that's what I want to accomplish with this site. That's what we're trying, um, and hopefully you guys will like it and appreciate and use it.
Yeah, I mean, I got a chance to look at it too just now. I like the fact that essentially you're taking, like, if someone wants to look up a character, you're making it all pretty accessible right here. And you had mentioned before, it's almost like you're making Facebook pages for our characters, where you can read about their bio, sort of maybe how long they've been in the guild, what years they've done, maybe if they change classes, any articles they write, sort of like Rig did some tank guides and whatnot. Media like our kill videos, or for example, Opti soloed Alice Razor the other day. Maybe he'd want to put it up there on his page as
Exactly,
media.
exactly.
And up here, as I was showing, obviously you can follow. You got links to their Twitter, Facebook, excuse me, YouTube pages. You have a roster right here. All the players, current active members, rolling in the guild. Each one have their own pages. It's gonna have its own forum, obviously. This even got links to streams right here. So this whole BL gaming team right now, you guys see on the Twitch, it's all sort of linked in with the blgaming.net site, which is obviously in the works. So, it's gonna be integrated. As you can see, they want to do some type of multi-view thing. So hopefully that'll be cool. You'll be on the website. You'll probably see some live video of some of the streams happening and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, essentially, Aries. Obviously, you don't have enough as much time to commit to rating, but definitely, at least I got the sense. You can confirm it tonight. You wanted to sort of, you got the fever. You wanted to sort of still be a part of the guild and contribute. And obviously, you're doing it in a big way. I personally appreciate it. I know the guild appreciates it. The guild really wouldn't be what it is today without you, without John. And moving forward, I'm happy that you're a part of it. That the future includes you as well.
Thank you. Another quick thing I want to touch on. I saw a question on here, like Mana Flask. No, we're not going to be a community site in which that in how to explain this, in that we're going to be kind of like reposting Blizzard stuff, and making so you don't have to go to Blizzard site. You can go there and get everything. It's going to be more of a if I had to tie it to any other site, I would say it's more like a team page in StarCraft 2 than a community page such as MMO and Manus Flask. So, yeah, I'll go into more detail later if that's something that people ask in the Q&A part. Um, I forgot the other thing I was going to say. So,
Well, good. Well, yeah. Why don't we actually, if you guys have any questions for Aries,
can I
um,
wait before we start the questions? I
sure.
want to say one last thing. Sorry. Okay, so to finish the history, Ararat. Okay, I met Eric or Ararat. Anyways, Eric. I met him in Anchorage, and I knew from his character, his demeanor, his initiative, his aggressiveness. I knew he was going to be, I believe I'm a good judge of character, and I knew he was going to be somebody in BL. And if he wanted to share, I guess he could share the conversation I had with him when I first met him. But um, just as I thought, when Z Extreme Z Extreme left after me, when he had to go, Eric and Zonker, who Zonker has been like, he doesn't like to be in the spotlight, but Zonker is I mean, he's one of the guys who he's another guy that molded and shaped BL into what it is today. Honestly, I mean, that guy from the shadows somehow was able to do what he does, and he definitely made it what it is today, as well as Eric, and to the current BL and where it is now and challenging for world firsts. I'm gonna have to give credit to Eric and where he led it, and then Rignaros. This guy I met literally, I don't even know for how long, and maybe it's because he's a Marine also, but I mean this guy is straight up. I mean he's no excuses. Don't give me crap. Just do your job, do it right, and we're good. And that's I think what BL needed to get to this next. I mean, we've slowly been progressive. Server first is the goal. Then US was the goal, and now we're trying to get to world first. And I believe that BL has the strongest roster ever right now. And Zonker, Rig, Eric, those who are leading it right now, are doing an amazing job and making us who are not able to participate and did lay some of the groundwork and the foundation, making us proud for what they're doing. So I just wanted to say that, and um, just I'm a big a fan as you guys are, so it's pretty cool being able to help out and participate like I am.
Well, thanks, man. Those are really kind words. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds for us with everybody involved. I'm really excited, like I said, about the site. Uh, I'm glad you're still around. This little bucket,
Sorry,
you, yeah,
I just got in trouble.
you got in trouble. Uh-oh. But yeah, yeah, it's been about an hour. Why don't we let's take some questions from chat. I know there was one someone asked. I don't. He kept asking, and I'm guessing it wasn't addressed. What the name Blood Legion? Where did that come from? Was something someone was asking.
Um, the name Blood Legion came from a Battle.net clan that ZX was in when they played D2, whatever, Diablo. I didn't
Diablo
play it,
2.
but I just read Yappy's message. Anyways, okay, so let me ignore that. So it came from a clan, from Diablo 2 clan, a Battle.net. He was already part of there. He had the website, so he was like, "Well, why don't we just name it the same thing?" And we went ahead and did so.
Okay. What is Blood Legionnaires?
Uh,
He's. Why don't you explain what that was?
Blood Legionnaires was our applicant guild. At the time, we had an issue with a couple applicants acting extremely dumb. So instead of having them have our tag, we were like, okay, we're gonna put you in this guild, and after, if you make the cut, then we'll put you in the regular guild. But I mean, it didn't work out because the communication is hard. So it didn't work out, but that is what it is. It was our applicant guild. Now I think it's a. I don't think there is anything going on in that guild right
It's
now.
just another bank right now. It's got a
Yeah.
lot of AQ scarabs and those idols
Yeah.
from back then, and I think I pillaged it for all the lava cores and stuff like that to get Thorium Brotherhood rep a long, long time ago. But anyway, um, there's a question. What
Ah.
was the rate schedule during progression? Tell us about what your rate schedule was like back then.
We rated 5 days a week. From 7:30. No, no, no. Yeah, no. From you guys do right now. You guys do what? 8:30 Eastern.
We do no, we do well. We do 7:30
Okay.
is when they start invites, so
I
like 8
think we
o'clock
did.
Eastern.
I think we did 8. We started 8 Eastern Standard, and we go till 12, or until people started bitching that they had to go, pretty much.
So you
Um,
want a negative view? Okay.
okay, so let me answer. Okay, I see. Um, okay, did Blood Legionnaires lead to the eventual idea? I don't think so. I mean, no, it did not. Rig and I don't know who, but they thought of similar to what the website is trying to do, get, people more get Blood Legion guild members more accessible to people who enjoy what they do. I think that was a way for members in the community to get a hold and play with and do things with Blood Legion. But the answer is no. Blood Legionnaires did not lead to the eventual idea. It was a completely separate idea that did that. Um, I was supposed to get. Let me answer Adele's question. I will get to that as soon as possible. Oh, it wasn't. When did you? I don't know when you talked to him, but I'll get to you as soon as this is over, and we'll figure it out. Well, not naked per se, but you get the point. Aries, have you ever met any of your officers? Yeah, I met a lot of people face to face. I met Eric, Sonker. I haven't met Z Extreme, which is the guy that, if you were following, that started the guild with myself, or we started it with. I met a bunch of people. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. I met Vass. Um, yeah, but I did meet quite a few people.
Oh, since we're talking about John, obviously there's a lot of current members watching who either don't know John or don't remember. Um, there's a rank in the guild called Peckahead.
I didn't do that. That's rigged, I think, idea. I mean, me, I
No,
thought
but
is
but
go
for what
ahead.
I remember, uh, that was one of Z Extreme's
Yes.
catchphrases or
Yes.
patented sayings. What was that like for you? Because what I remember was uh, you and him had like a good cop bad cop dynamic where he would do
Mm.
all the yelling and you'd be like, "Come on, guys, let's," you like pet them and stuff.
Yeah, it was yeah, it was I mean, Ziek was awesome. I mean, hopefully I'll meet him one day. I still talk to him, got him into the Diablo beta a little bit ago, and sorry man, my I got allergies, so it's like my nose bothering me.
No,
But
it's no
anyways,
worries.
um yeah, so I didn't really hear a question there, but if I might have missed it, but yeah,
Okay,
ZX.
basically tell us about how you and ZX had this good cop bad cop dynamic in raid leading, where he would do all the yelling and you'd be like, the nice
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, he started out as I was a lot. I was a lot more strict because I was in the Marine Corps. I was like, no, if this guy wants to be an idiot, go away. I don't need idiots. This blah blah blah. Get him out of here. I just didn't put up with crap. And slowly but surely, I don't know if he started getting it from me or he was just like, I'm gonna be a dick too. I don't get it, but slowly but surely, he became the dick, and I became the guy like, whoa, bro, whoa, slow down. Yeah, I can't even say his saying. I mean, it was very vulgar, but I mean, I mean, like again, like I said, it worked out. But it worked. It was good. We were a good team. When he would piss somebody off, I would have to go behind him and say, "Hey, man, he doesn't mean it personally. We're just trying to get something done here. I stroke their back, their hair, all that kind of stuff, and not their back hair, their hair,
Right,
and
right.
you get it. But just play nice. It's okay, blah 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 that shit. So we wouldn't have 20 people leaving every time ZX decided to call somebody a MF and CUNT, all that crap. Oh yeah, the CMFer is what I'm being told. I
CMFers.
have kids in the house, so I can't repeat
Right,
that kind
right.
of stuff. That's potty talk in this house.
Oh man.
But
Uh,
Lola, you guys didn't see Lola. She was part of the original also. She might be in these she's in the PvP video and in some of these screenshots. She was our main warlock. It was her and I think Stormcrow maybe. I don't remember,
I
but
remember Stormcrow.
she
Yeah.
was she was pretty pro back in the day. She knew how to spam Shadow Bolt like a pro.
What was that
But
like? Playing with her the entire time.
it was so frustrating. Her and Fury would be goofing off. Oh yeah, Rasta. They would just be goofing off. Just Lola would be like playing over here to the side, just completely goofing off. And I'm trying to I'm saying, everybody get over here right now, focus, get. And she's over there goofing off, and I'm like, seriously? I just told everybody to get over here, and you're the one over there goofing off. I mean, it was pretty tough. Did you want to ask her some questions?
Sure. Do you guys have any questions for Lola? I'd like to know what it was like for her. Um, what early days of Blood Legion? Because I never actually got to play when she was still active. If she wants to talk to, bring her on.
All right, wait a minute. There's nobody watching. It's just like,
Do I talk? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
we can hear you. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Pleasure. Finally, we get to meet face to face. I guess.
Screen to screen.
Screen to screen. Sure, we can go with that. So yeah, Aries was just telling us about sort of what it was like for him back in the old days, and obviously you were a big part of that. Zonker actually tells me, now you can confirm or deny this. Zonker tells me you were actually the one that met Z Extreme in beta, and you were the one that sort of uh, led to Blood Legion sort of coming together, because you were the one that was questing with him, and then Aries sort of tagged along like the third wheel. What can you tell us
Yeah,
about that?
I played a lot more than both of them. I played like 13 hours a day in
Wow.
beta. I think I got carpal tunnel from WoW. Actually, I play with my left hand now because I can't do it with my right anymore.
Wow.
But yeah, I played all the time, and I would help ZX all the time. And he didn't play as much as I did. And then Aries would ask for my help, which sucked because you have to help the low levels. But,
I love it.
so that was it. And then when it got like for real, and you had to like follow rules and be quiet, and that wasn't any fun. And that was before everybody had TeamSpeak, and so I'd have to type everything for the people who didn't have it.
Yeah.
So
So
that was it. That
so
and then I would call the bomb. I don't know
uh,
if you guys remember that.
I think Zonka remembers that for sure. He said you would try and tell you would be like, oh, bombs on this person, but sometimes you would just make up names for people because you didn't know how to
No,
say their name or something.
no, like I would try to let them feel like Halitosis Hal. I don't know if you guys remember him. Halitosis Hal, get your stinky ass away. That sounded like a really big valley girl, I guess.
That sounds like good times. Well, what did you think of? I want to know your take. Did you participate in the gatherings they did at like Undercity, like I was showing earlier?
Yeah,
What
we
was
would
that like for you? What
go
was
to
your take
the
on all that?
we would go to the throne and like ZX would sit in the chair or something, and then Aries would stand next to him, and everybody else had a bow. And I, like, our characters, obviously. Yeah,
Right.
like that. And then I would sit in the front and either message people to be quiet and bow in the right direction.
Oh my god.
It was funny. But I would just be typing what they said in TeamSpeak. That was it.
Wait,
And yeah, we'd have meetings at certain times, so you had to be there.
were you taking the minutes for the meeting by typing it all down? Is that what was going on?
I don't know. I'm not even that good of a typer. I guess nobody else wanted to do it.
Someone wants to know if you still play WoW.
No, I don't play. I don't have time for that. Uh, it's really time consuming. I'm sure everybody knows. And I hate to suck at anything. And if you don't put time into it, then you suck. So I stopped playing. I just play Heroes of New Earth. I play that a lot.
Yeah, do you enjoy that?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's cool owning people when you're a girl.
Do you say that to people like after you kill them? Ha, I'm a girl. You got killed by one.
No, well, usually like guys that are playing with me and know they'll say it like when you can talk in Han, they'll say you just got owned by a girl. I don't say it unless I usually try not to talk because then it distracts my teammates and they start asking me, do I have big boobs or am I single or not nice stuff, one or the other.
Yeah, standard internet procedure. Nothing out of the ordinary there.
Yeah.
Oh, did the sound cut out?
I don't
Hello?
know.
Vic? Oh, wait, is that my headset? I think my headset's dead. Hold on, guys. It's me. It's me. Hold on.
Who's talking?
Hold on.
Is that him talking? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's a business owner. Who's that?
Yeah, it was me. I'm sorry. Uh, were you there for the first Ragnaros kill?
Well, I wasn't it? That's that big fire thing, right?
Right. I got a
When we had to
video.
get up on the shelf. Yeah, I remember that. We did that so many times. I guess that's why you guys don't raid as long, because we messed up a lot. And then we'd hear ZX say the CMFer 10,000 times.
When he would say that, well, how would you react?